Hey. We'll just change things around. Yeah. Well, we can't. No, I don't want to try and turn the mics on myself.
Just wait, Jack. There. Is that working? It's like...
It's a lightning bolt. Jackie.
Good night.
Stop.
Thank you, sir. Is the camera on? No, I turned the camera on. Is the mics are on? I'm so lost and confused. Let's figure this out. Intro.
Hi. We have it together.
Oh yeah.
We're good.
Remember, there's music during this time. Hey! Oh, we're a little like orangey blue. It's those pink lights, isn't it? Cast my audio.
If you are here,
Start now.
tag people. Wow.
Jackie is really
Sophia's here. Hi, Sophia.
Jackie is really into the Book of Esther right now.
Yeah. I don't think I need to tag Mom Talk. If you're here, tag people in the comments.
But then he asked me tonight, what does annihilation mean?
Fair.
I was like, aren't there just lots of great words in the Bible?
Or anywhere in this.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Hey, there's 5 people. If you're here, tag somebody.
Oh, I wonder if we're going live on YouTube because our YouTube friend says she misses us.
Oh, well, we have to tell Scott, because that last week was a little bit different. Remember, we had kids still up. And
Yes, and I told her that. Let me see. So,
did you notice, probably not, the title of today?
no, I didn't. What is it called?
Because Jen wasn't down here, so I was excited to be able to put, what was the title that we titled it?
Does it have an Oxford comma in it?
It does.
Ooh.
Lingering, comma, gas, comma, issues, comma, and more.
Very good use of the Oxford comma.
Thank you. And I verbalized that, and he typed it. Like I said, lingering, comma, whatever. So, except he added the and more. I just had lingering, comma, gas, comma, and issues. And he put the and more. And it just added that more.
Very nice.
And the more.
I didn't get a drink tonight. That's okay.
There's a cup.
Yeah, I found that on the floor. I don't plan on drinking that.
Hi,
Hey,
Melissa. Thank you for liking the stream.
I almost put Eliza in the same dress that she wore last week again this week because I just love it so much. But then I was like, oh yeah, she wore it last week. I didn't see
you guys there though. You left. You must have left.
Yeah, we showed up, I think around the 3rd song.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to put Eliza in the nursery, and she did not want me to go, which is like not characteristic of her. And the more I Googled things, the more I was like,
she has a rash.
Yeah, she's got some bumps on her, and so the more I Googled that, the more I was like, well, if it's contagious, she probably shouldn't be here. So I took her home, waited till the pharmacy opened, and
then went down.
Yeah, and the pharmacist was like, yeah, no need to panic.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's a doctor's appointment.
I'll call tomorrow
and see.
See if we can sneak her in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad.
Oh,
hi. I'm glad that they didn't say, like, don't panic, whatever. I do have a hard...
my phone's not responding. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There we go.
And I understand it's more work for them and paperwork and stuff, but I have a hard time with the pharmacists not wanting to do the things that it's trying to help the hospital. I know there's lots of things there. I'm only seeing part of it.
And you seem to have had negative experiences, whereas like the
Yes.
lady in the nursery today has had very positive experiences.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So
'Cause, like I had, and maybe it's just the pharmacy that I go to, which we've been considering.
I went to the same pharmacy that you go to.
Oh, really? Okay. So yeah, like I had.
Maybe it's just you, Tanya.
It's probably me. I'm really difficult, and I have that like look of like, which totally get. Hi, Mom. Yeah, because like I had a rash on the top of my foot, but it went to like the side of my foot. But because it was on like the side and sole of my foot, they wouldn't treat it versus if it. And I was like, could you just treat the top part? It's the same rash, but anyways, it's okay.
Yeah, I definitely like pulled Eliza's pants down and everything right at the pharmacy and was
Yeah.
like, see, here's all the...
Nice.
I pulled up her dress
Yeah.
and she's got this diaper rash. And
Yeah, it's everything. It's everything. So yeah, we.
You need to leave, buddy. No, thank you. I appreciate that, but you need to leave. Thank you.
So we had church this morning and we did the praise song, which was good. And I think it went over well. There wasn't clapping at the start, but somebody was trying to clap. And then I felt people kind of get into it. And then they really enjoyed.
Yeah, I wasn't there to clap.
There was somebody who was solid out clapping
good.
though. Because
good.
I thought, I was like, is Jen here? But I can't see her. But yeah, and then we did the Spring Up the Well, which I think it went over well and people really enjoyed that. And then we, over the next little bit, we're doing some of the music that we did for Easter.
Well,
It didn't work. Tried looking away quickly. Some of the songs that we did for Easter as kind of special songs that kind of go along with the message and stuff. So we did the first one.
hey, Holly. Oh, Holly, I feel like you haven't been at Mom Talk in a long time, so it is nice to see you again.
Way to point it out.
Well, people
No,
are
it
busy.
is really good. And it's been a few wonky because like last week we didn't have it. And then the week before was weird. And so it's been kind of like wonky times. But so we did the special song today, which was Jillian's song, God Turn Around. And she does such a great job.
And I heard she said it was going to happen after the kids were dismissed. And I was really sad about that because Jack just like loves that song.
Yeah.
It came on, I was telling her it came on the Google speaker the other day and he was like, Mom, it's the song that they did at Easter.
Aww.
Like he just loves
That's
that song.
good. I think it's because it's supposed to tie right into the message, so he wants it close. But yeah. But it was hilarious because we have the choir. She did amazing. We have the choir there. And in the morning, like my morning, I couldn't find my glasses. And it's like 8:30.
Sorry.
And I'm needing to go out the door. And panic looking for something is not great.
Nope.
And I wasn't panic looking, but I'm like looking everywhere.
In a
I'm getting
rush.
warm.
Yeah.
And all of that stuff. The morning had been going well. Micah's looking. Cadence is looking. I can't find them. Which isn't, I can still see, but it's a strain on my eyes.
Yeah.
It's extra, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up going without my glasses. And then, like, it just felt like trying to get there. And then, like, Micah was trying to ask me a question. I didn't understand it. And then he got frustrated. So I'm, like, thinking of that. And so then we're doing the choir parts. And I'm like, it's like we're all... What do we sing again? All that kind of stuff.
Because it's been
and we
weeks,
practiced it and it's written down, but we're still like, And so I said to Scott, like, I'm following you. But then during the thing, everyone still looked at me and I wasn't singing. And Scott's like, I thought you were following me because he started singing when he was supposed to. I was like, but I got so distracted that why are they looking at me again? And then I forgot to follow him. So, but it was fine. It was just, there was two parts that I think we were supposed to be singing and we did not sing. And he started it and then slowly kind of faded away. But anyways, but it was really nice because Ryan was up there too. So that was.
Did Ryan come to the choir?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
sang
nice.
with us. So
That's
it was good. And we're all like there, like, because we know we were supposed to sing, kind of like laughing at it. But it's still, she did great. It was really good. It's such a good song. Yeah. God Turn It Around. So it was really good. And it seemed to really touch people in the congregation too. Like people were worshiping during it and stuff. It was cool.
And even just the fact that she's so young and so talented and it's just
encouraging.
It's so encouraging and such a blessing to the body of God when people use their talents. And
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Tanya is supposed to know everything. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so far. Oh my goodness. Like even this morning, like I'm like, it's amazing I'm still in the position I'm in of all the mistakes, like with my memory. Like so this morning, Rosemary, like, cause we had some gaps to fill in. And so I like put it on my phone and then I wrote it on my schedule in my office. And she's like, who's on activities? And I'm like, I have you. Like I had Anne, somebody else, and Rosemary as activities because it was a fill-in spot. And she's like, no, I'm covering for Anne. And I was like, okay. And then we're up at the front. And so I was like, Mom, could you help in Sunday school? She's like, I'm hall monitor. I was like, oh, right. She's like, I will be there. But so then, and then as kids are coming in, I'm like, scanning, like, who should I ask as well to go down there? Because we're going to need more people. So I asked Joanne and she went down. But then Joan was already down there for activities. Like, but on my phone it was right, but I copied it down wrong on my paper. And I was like, oh, like, anyways, but it worked out. And I'm glad that they had the 3 groups able to do and an extra adult. And
I can't stop yawning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, it's going to be good. So there was a celebration of life yesterday at the church.
Yes.
And I think it was really nice. It was a really, I really liked, there was opportunity for people to share about the person.
Nice.
And so that was really touching, and I could tell it touched the family as well. And
was
I really,
their son there?
Yeah, I think it's just 2.
2?
2 or 3. There was 3 boys, but I'm not sure if all 3 or there was a nephew. I'm not sure, but I think there's 2 for sure. I think.
I only knew of 1.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, so they were there, and it was a good day and lots of support from the church, which I thought was really nice.
Yep.
And I really liked the hymns that they picked out. Was some of her favorite ones.
Nice.
Love Lifted Me. I'm like, that's been a long time since, well, at least what I've remember singing. I was like, we need to do that one soon. And Blessed Assurance.
I keep, every week I lead worship, I try to do Blessed Assurance, and then
it just doesn't work out. Yeah. And then Pastor Todd said, like, as people were leaving to play, He Was Nailed to the Cross for Me, which is also a really good song. But I was thinking just playing, and then during the thing, he's like, Tanya's going to lead us in He Was Nailed to the Cross for Me. So it threw me off because I was like, I didn't pick my key. I just picked F, like the plain key of normal. And so, or like typical hymns. And so like I had practiced playing, which is not my strength to play out the melody. So I had practiced that. But because he said that, it threw me off so much. The first like 5 bars sounded nothing like the song. And then I attempt to sing it. It's too high. So I kind of just do a fade away from the mic. And then it took me like 10 more seconds to be like, hey, just stop your mind. And then plug out the melody. And basically everyone had left by that point. Not quite that bad, but I was like, and nobody else noticed, but I was like, yeah, it was quite funny. But anyways, but it was good.
Adventures of Tanya.
The adventures of me and my mind knowing nothing and getting all worked up in there. So, but anyways, so waffles.
I convinced my husband to make waffles yesterday.
Yeah?
We were going to have pancakes, and then we couldn't find the skillet thingy, which was like right on the counter, but we have so much junk on the counter, we couldn't see it. But I found the waffle maker.
How was it?
They were awful.
Oh.
It was funny because we don't make waffles very often. I hate cleaning that machine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but I guess the last time we made waffles, he had to have the knob turned up really high or else they came out like soupy. Mm-hmm. And so he turned it up really high and like 4 waffles came out rock hard. And I was like, can we please turn it down? He's like, well, the last time they were all soupy. And I'm like, but these ones are hard. Can you turn it down? So we had a little bit of a, point of conflict there with me. I tried really hard to eat the one he gave me, but it was like, you know how like when you put something in your mouth and like it's so dry and hard and then like it burns your like it was so awful bad.
Waffles? Is there such a thing?
They were awful. They were awful. He eventually...
Hi, Christina, by the way. We're glad you're here.
He eventually made some decent ones, and I let the kids eat them all.
So you didn't have any good waffles?
I had a mediocre one. It was like hard on the outside, and
so you have to try it again. The next, what I hear you saying is the next time should be good.
Yeah, but he was trying to do too many things all at once. Like he was trying to change the tinfoil on the stove element and mix new batter up and make the things. And because I was like, isn't there a, like, doesn't it beep? He's like, yes, it beeps, but I'm trying to do other things. And I was like, why are you trying to do other things? Anyways, it was a mildly stressful breakfast, but the kids liked it. And
that's good.
And I cleaned up afterwards, so
that's
you can't even tell that we had waffles. So
that's good. You can't tell you had the awful waffles.
Oh man, I've never had such horrible waffles ever. Actually, he didn't want to eat any waffles, so he made pancakes for himself. And then the boys came back in. They were like, "Can we have pancakes?"
Oh no! Oh, that's funny.
So apparently, you can mess up waffles.
There you go.
I'm like, what we'll have to do, if he knows that one batch of mix doesn't work, we need to make up two batches of mixes. Like they do at Lakeshore, where they have it in the jug, ready to go, ready to pour in the thing. So you don't have to worry about it. Because I'm like, at the camp, it's really easy. You just pour in, you stand there, you wait for it to beep, it beeps, you take it out, you eat it.
And it's always fun when you're doing something that's not working and someone's like, it's easy.
I didn't say it was easy,
good.
But I was like...
But you're like, why?
Why? Yeah. Can we not turn the knob down? Like, why are these coming out rock hard?
That's funny.
And then Renee comes down and she's like, this is like rock hard. I was like, don't say anything.
Yeah. Zip it.
Zip it. I've already done it. It's okay.
So, speaking of kids, so tonight... Scott was talking about how the kids don't bring their dishes in from the living room, so they're not allowed to eat in the living room.
But they do anyways.
But Micah's like, well, he said like something earlier, like, no, I brought mine back in, and Scott's like, I know, not you, like my kids. And then there was something else, to unplug stuff, and Micah's like, no, I don't. He's like, no, because both of them were standing there, so it's like directing at both of them, but Micah didn't separate that he was talking to Jack. And I was like, it's okay, Micah, you have a lot of issues too. And he goes, I know that. Like, he's like mouthing, I know that. Like, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, you have other issues that you're working on. He's like, I already know that. It was very funny. It was like, yeah, I started. More syrup can never be enough syrup. Ask Alf. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I tried to douse that thing in syrup. It was so rock hard. I bought a new bottle of syrup today because I was like, well, we used an entire bottle of syrup yesterday, so.
That's funny.
Anyways,
funny.
He tried.
And he's willing.
The other day he said something about having, I don't remember who he was talking to, but he was talking about how he, because he makes most of the food, and then he was saying how, he loves grilled cheese, but he hasn't had a grilled cheese. Hey, Shauna!
Thanks for liking the stream, Shauna.
He hasn't had a grilled cheese.
Whipped cream! She's trying.
Oh. That he hasn't made himself, in a really long time.
Yeah.
And so I came down at lunch and was like, okay, I'm going to try and make a grilled cheese. But then we didn't have any sliced cheese, so I had to make it with shredded cheese.
Oh, he doesn't like that.
Well, it's what we had. So I said, I know it's not great, but it was made with love. He goes, I can taste the love. I was like, I had such good intentions, but all we had was shredded cheese.
Yep.
I bought more bricks today, so we can try again with the grilled cheese sandwiches later. But then
with processed sliced cheese.
Oh, I suppose, yes. I don't have any of that either.
That's what
we'll need to buy that. Maybe I'll steal some from the bucket at church of the mystery cheese
that keeps ending up in our bucket that we didn't buy.
Yeah, that we don't know where it came from.
Yeah, you should do that.
But I totally was I made 4 grilled cheese sandwiches, and then I was like, okay, I'm tired now, and I went upstairs, and I never ate lunch yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have a headache?
More so today, I've been not having a actual headache, but I can feel I'm
something there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I had 3 eggs today.
Yeah. And then you had a good supper. Mm-hmm. And then you had cereal.
Oh, I've had a couple bowls of cereal.
Get you back up from yesterday.
When I didn't eat anything.
Supper.
I know, I made so much today. It's so funny. Anyways.
Good. So we got a new car this week.
You sure did. It's pretty.
It is very pretty. And we got in it. Mike was like, wow, like it's so quiet to drive. And I'm like, yeah, and it doesn't even shake when you drive it. So that's like bonus. But I'm really excited not to have to fill up my dad's truck. Because we've been having to borrow that a lot with our vehicle
What kind
issues.
of a price difference will be?
So, well, the truck I filled up last week and it was $120.
Okay.
And the Focus, I don't know the Mazda. The Focus I filled up and it was $52, which was really nice. But I'm not sure. I haven't had to fill up the Mazda yet.
How much was the Kia?
The Kia would be about like 80-ish.
Okay.
80, 90.
The van used to be 80 before prices went up. Now it's a solid $100 to fill the tank.
Yeah. Take your car and go to Denny's for pancakes and grilled cheese. Problem solved. There you go.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll be interesting how much the vehicle is, but I know like and
it'll probably be somewhere between 80 and 120.
And the truck though, like that wasn't when it was on empty or anything. That would be like a quarter of a tank or so.
I hate letting the vehicle go down to empty. Scott will let it go down to empty.
Yeah.
Ever since I ran out of gas, I have
thing.
just had the hardest time letting it go below a quarter of a tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
It scarred me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's nothing wrong with getting gas at a quarter of a tank.
Yeah.
Then I won't run out. I also hate getting gas.
Yeah. My mom never liked it. I don't like, it's not like, yay, I get to go get gas, but it doesn't bother me.
When I was a kid, I was like, yay, I get to pump the
Yeah.
gas. And then it was fine when I was like, just by myself, I guess. I don't like it in the winter.
Yes.
I don't like going
That's
out in
fair.
the cold. But I just don't. It's getting better. The kids are like a little bit more independent, but like, man, for like the last 10 years, it's like, okay, kids, let's get you out of your car seats and
that
take
was
you
annoying.
inside to pay for the gas.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
and I don't really like paying at the pump either. So I just,
Yeah. Just don't like it.
just don't like it.
I get that. Gas and pancakes available at Denny's. Also grilled cheese. Everything is there. And cinnamon buns. You can throw those in as well. Not for me, but other people. But so we'll see. The vehicles, I'm looking forward to having a reliable vehicle. Yeah. One that like starts like the Kia, like for the last how many years you get in it and you like hit it and they'll be like, and I was like, it's fine, it does this, it will kick in, and then finally, and then it starts. But like everyone's kind of like looking at you, like, is she gonna need help with the vehicle?
When I would borrow the Kia to like run back home, I would just leave the car running.
Yeah,
I was like,
I don't know if it's gonna start again. I mean, it would, but you're gonna panic for at least 10 seconds while it does its trying to start.
Yeah, I was like,
when there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to leave this running.
Or like a tire fall off.
Well, you know. Aren't you glad you don't have that anymore?
Yeah, I'm thankful.
But the Ford still works well?
The Ford's is still good. So the Ford, we put brakes on it. It needed new brakes, but it had been sitting for a while too. And we knew, like, before it had been sitting, I was like, I think that we're going to need new brakes. And yeah, so after driving a little bit. But it was kind of neat how it worked out because we weren't here last week. I don't think I shared, but we dropped the Focus off to my brother-in-law, and we were looking at Mazda CX-5, the vehicle, and we were going to go test drive one that Brian had found online. And we pull in, and Dave had two Mazdas. So his daughter has one, and they had one. So we actually test drove that and drove it all around, and there was a few issues that Brian had read for reviews, so we tested that out, and I didn't find... Oh, hi. I wondered why you were looking at me. You could just tell me my bra's showing.
Sorry.
Like, why is she looking at me?
Why is she staring at me?
Anyways, so, yeah, and got to, like, look at the space and different things. Now, ours was even, like, a step up from that. Like, but it's older, so it, like, the people paid more bells and whistles who originally bought it.
Yep.
And we get to benefit from it because it's used.
Yes.
Right? Keep it clean, Tanya. Well, you never know. You never know. It happens at Mom Tot. So it was kind of neat that we got to drive his vehicle and kind of see and like look at things and whatever. And then it was also neat because Dave had said to me, like, they can't negotiate a lot of on price as much now, but they can add in things. So if there's anything that you're like questioning or whatever, ask. Like if mats, different things. And it already came with winter and summer mats, but it didn't have a car starter and didn't have an extra key fob. And so I asked for those things and they said yes. And so they got the car starter on it and the key fob. But I was talking with Pam after and she's like, I wouldn't have thought to ask that. And I was like, why did I? But it was because of Dave. So I was like, thank you, Lord, for like that. We dropped off that morning. We got to test drive his vehicle and see what everything kind of looked like.
Yeah.
To see if like you don't have the pressure, because I didn't know if somebody would come with us. They didn't, but sometimes they do.
Yeah.
So we got to like really take it for a ride or whatever, and then he gave us those tidbits, which I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
So I was like, thank you, Lord, for allowing that to.
That is really cool because those are two things
That would have
like,
cost a lot.
Yes.
And I need an extra key fob because
you have two drivers.
and I lose things or it can happen, right?
Yep.
And then the car starter is definitely really handy.
Oh, you use
And
that
we do
all
use
the
it.
time.
Yeah. So
Especially
wardrobe
in the winter. I mean, the summer.
malfunction. Yes. Yeah.
The summer.
And it has like I feel like very blessed of like cooling seats, which was nice, and I've already used it a few times.
Already used the cooling.
Especially today when it was like muggy out.
Oh.
But
Does it make you feel like you have to pee just like the warm?
no.
Oh.
But you had your air conditioner on first this year.
Yes.
We have not had our air conditioner. You did it for me.
But it was so
muggy.
muggy, and I was like, I just want to get the mugginess
Yeah.
out. I had opened the windows because it was so beautiful this morning.
I know. And then it like
But
all
then
day it like was switchy. Like it changed. So I don't know if our air conditioner's on, but I was like, ooh, she's had it on before us at the house. So usually it's us early, but. And then we had our finale dinner for ET Kids this week,
Yes.
which went well.
Yeah, it seemed short though. Does it normally go longer?
It's usually an hour.
Yeah, it was just an hour, and I thought, oh wow, she's dismissing us already. I was like,
I didn't want to say like I didn't want people to forget, but I didn't want to feel like people needed to leave. Like it's always that awkward like.
here's your hat. Where's your hurry?
Well, and there was people who had started to leave, so I was like trying to gauge it with that and stuff, but yeah. So, but I think it was a good night.
I think so too.
I'm glad the blue team won.
Oh, because that's Micah's
was-
team. No, it wasn't Micah's team.
No. No, I thought it was neat. But it's hilarious that every year my family's table seems like the last table. Like, and we do,
I heard them shouting, fixed, fixed.
So, like, we pulled from a hat. This year, Harrison did an auto generator on his phone. And I guess, like, by halfway through, my family said to, like, the other people sitting here, just so you know, we'll probably be last because we're always last. Like, it just seems to always work out that way. And sure enough, they were. But they were all having a really good time about it and fun. And
well,
so
somebody has to be last, right?
yeah, and it might as well be my family. It's like, and I actually didn't think they were because when Harrison showed me, I thought I saw a couple extra numbers. And I was like, no, you guys aren't last. There's like 2 other tables. He's like, no, they're last. I was like, oh, you are last. But they were with people that they haven't hung out with before and stuff, and they really had a good connection and stuff and cadence with the gentleman and stuff, and they were joking back and forth a lot and
That's cool.
and everything. So it seemed to be a good night, and
I enjoyed my table.
yeah, that's good. That's good. I think people, it was good. It's a good night.
Yeah.
We had some people that invited like neighbors last minute stuff, so we made room for them and stuff, but it was cool that they felt comfortable enough to come hang out, and we had food, and it was good.
It was very good.
So you have a musical coming up. How are you feeling?
I don't know how I'm feeling.
So Jen's in charge of overseeing the school musical for Cornerstone. This is the first one that you're overseeing. You're heavily involved in support, but this is kind of the first one. Hi, Bonnie.
Yeah, I keep saying I always say I'm not real, like I'm a really good support. I'm not the main lead, and then I do things like this and take the lead, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And then they like come and ask me questions about things, and I'm like, is that my responsibility? Okay. And I'm like, alrighty.
I think it's going to be really good.
I think so too. The first half of the play is coming together really nicely.
Good.
So this week I want to focus on the second half of the play and see how it goes. But I thought it was really funny. The one scene I did, there's 4 characters. We call them the dudes. And they're like reading their scripts. And their like line is literally dude. And they're like, where's my script? Where's my script? I don't know what my last line is. I'm like, it's dude. And then afterwards I was like, okay, next time we do this scene, no one's allowed to use their scripts. They're like, what? I'm like, your line is
and then
dude.
You're like, dude.
Your line is dude.
Yes. Very good night. Just wait. Thank you for the ET Kids wrap up. It was awesome. It was well organized. It's been a fun year. We're very thankful for you guys helping and all of our helpers. We couldn't do it without you, and it was really good. So looking forward to the fall. Also, VBS is the first week of July if you set the time aside. Brooks had a lot of fun. He was talking about the pizza and kids while he fell asleep.
Aww,
that's
sweet.
Very cute. Shalana, did Brooke get his muffins? I've worked out the Temptation Trial song now.
Oh, that's
for your musical?
For the musical, that song is completely in the dark.
He did. He's already eaten about half of them. Nice. And Shauna, did you make the banana bread? Do you know if she did the chocolate chip banana bread? Does anybody? But my kids tried it tonight and they really liked it. And they haven't had banana bread before, apparently. We don't have a lot of sweets in our house, and I guess that one has never...
You think of banana bread as sweet?
For me, it is. It has chocolate chips in it.
Oh, I guess...
I don't know.
If you put chocolate chips in it, then it's got chocolate chips in it.
I don't know.
Interesting.
It never used to be that sweet. It would be for me now.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Did the loaves go really quickly? Like, I know at the kids' bake sale, the loaves were like, boom, gone.
Shauna made it. Yes, they're very good. It was a bit tricky this year. So, there wasn't nearly as much stuff, and people were taking things before service. And I said to Harrison, I really think we need to not, because there was like, he had to take a whole bunch of tables down because so many people had taken stuff before the service even began. And so it didn't look like there was much there. So I think, because he was in the sound room when stuff was taken. So I think going forward, we'll be more aware of like, it needs to wait until after service or something. Like I don't know. It was just kind of a little wonky. But everything went.
That's good.
Which was good. And they still raised a lot of money, but there wasn't nearly as much stuff as there has been. A fair amount of people said they forgot or different things. So, yeah, and there's a lot going on.
Too bad we don't have a church app to help us with those kinds of things.
Yeah. She's volunteering to run it.
No, I am not.
I put my foot in my mouth because the other night we came out from practice and somebody had put windshield wipers up on my car and then messaged me and said, you need new windshield wipers on your Focus. And I was like, oh, are you offering to buy them and install them? And they're like, yep, just need the year, make, and model. And I'm like, I was joking. And they're like, you're not going to rob me of this blessing, are you? And I'm like, it's just got awkward. And they bought some for the car.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be awkward.
I'll make it awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like that. If someone like, it's a great. Yeah, blame Brian. Yeah, making things awkward is Brian's job. Yes, it is.
Any chance of bringing Veggie Tales into the next season? Veggie Tales. Oh, for like next year? Like for ET Kids? Maybe?
I don't know.
There's
some really great stuff on Minnow, though.
Yeah.
Like, VeggieTales is very dated now. The kids still like it, but, like, the original content on Minnow is, like, top-notch.
That's cool.
It is top-notch.
I wonder if that's something to look into for our ET Kids Summer. summer Sunday school.
Maybe. It's top notch.
So
I highly recommend it.
So with the musical and practices, you made my kids cry.
With the musical, wait, say that again?
You made my readiness kids cry because after recess in the morning, we always go over to the 1-2 class and practice with them. One of my students, complete tears because we had our shoes on lining up to go. And then one of her students came and said, we're practicing, so we can't do it. Meltdown tears.
Aww.
But we're supposed to go to the 1-2 classroom. And like,
aww.
Yeah. So I went over after to Melissa. Was like, any way we could do it like after the next recess or before lunch because they really like it and it's helpful for them. Like, yeah. Anyways, I thought it was pretty funny. It was like you making them cry like that, changing up their routine.
I was like, how did I make them cry?
I know.
To be fair, I put it in the staff chat.
I know. But it was quite funny. But, yeah, I was like, wow, they really enjoyed that time. So
I'm really excited.
We'll
I can't wait to see their
I've seen pictures. Have you seen pictures?
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
They're very, very cute. And the kids got to pick the colors.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like,
So
yeah, that's amazing. And I can't wait to hear them sing it. And
yeah, we'll see if they will sing it while they're distracted doing the other thing. But I think it'll still be cute.
yeah,
I think it'll be
maybe
good.
we'll have to pick a Tuesday or Thursday to have them practice.
They are going to have to practice multiple times.
Yeah.
As much times. But I can practice lots with them, not just with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll...
The girl, I was saying to the kids, like the actors will all have lines. I'm like, listen, like you do not have to say your lines word for word. You need to understand what your lines are saying, and then you can like get the idea. So and so, you have to say, "Don't give up."
Yeah.
I was like, that's the cue into the next song. You have to say, "Don't give up."
And I was wondering even too if they're standing there, I don't know how you have it. If they're standing there having boxes down, sing the first bit, and then the second half of the song maybe go around in there.
Well, we can. You're in charge of that, lady.
I'm in charge of that. No, you're overseeing the whole musical. This is all on you.
No. No.
So we already talked about Eliza.
Yes, we did. That poor girl.
I'm sorry. I really hope it goes away quickly. It's not.
Yeah.
Something more.
Yeah. It's hard because like Google's giving me the same like kind of results, but I'm like, Google also does not have a medical degree.
What?
And like
That's weird.
Just not gonna lose any sleep over potential nothing.
I'm confused because it says that we're 7 minutes. But we've definitely been talking longer than 7 minutes.
I wouldn't worry about it. Is that the end of your list now?
I just have one thing left. That's
okay.
2 things. What?
47 minutes and 7 viewers.
So Cadence, we were here, and then she went home for a little bit and locked herself in the house, which I thought was funny.
The house. I love that.
So she put the child lock on the door. So she got home and locked it, and then we have like a guardian child lock. So then she messages me on Kids Messengers like, so a little bit of a problem. I didn't want anyone to break in, so I locked myself in with the child lock, and now I cannot open it because she's never had to open it before. So I thought that was quite funny. But I talked her through it, which I was really proud of her for like just staying calm and because it just needs to like go over and then out versus she was probably just trying to bring it back out. But she did a really good job. But I thought it was pretty funny that she locked herself in the house. I mean, she was like the other option she couldn't do it. I would just say go to the back door and then come around. But it was still pretty funny.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I had is just how klutzy I have been this week. I've had a klutzy.
You like how? Okay, you spilled food all over yourself today at supper. How did that even happen?
So I had spaghetti, like we ate here. So I had pasta and the sauce, and I went to put it up into the microwave, and I dropped the bowl. Like I went to put it in, and it just
was
dropped.
no longer in your hand.
I don't know if I hit it off something, whatever. It just dropped, and so the food went here, went on me, went on the floor, went on the oven. Yep.
That's funny.
That's what happened.
That's funny.
And then there was like 2 other times this week that I dropped something, and I was like, ugh. And then the one thing I dropped, and Cadence is like, are you going to pick it up? I'm like, I will in a minute, but I'm really tired of picking up the other whatever things that I've already dropped today. So that was fun.
That's funny.
Do you ever get klutzy days?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took the kids on some of my students on a field trip on Monday, and within the first 5 minutes of arriving, I fell and tripped over a root, like a tree root.
Yeah.
And like just
right on the ground.
I have like a big bruise on the side of my leg, and like I just sat there and just laughed. And all the kids were like, "Are you okay, Mrs. Carpenter?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. Don't be like Mrs. Carpenter.
Yeah,
like, keep your eyes open, kids. Pick up your feet.
This is what could happen to you." Watch
but
out.
like Renee was laughing so hard because I tripped, and then she said it looked like I gained my balance. It felt like I gained my balance, and then I was just down. So it was like a psychological weird thing because I also thought that I had my balance.
And then you didn't.
Then I was just on the ground.
That's hilarious. We were at a birthday party yesterday, and afterwards, the kids and some of the adults were playing in the gym and playing soccer. And Micah, like, full on was protecting that ball from getting into the net. And at one point, my friend Christine was like, he, like, flipped in the air and landed on his side, like a full round flip.
That's funny.
And he got up and he was like laughing, but almost cry laughing. And Christine's like, if it comes out later, like, I don't know what it was. And Micah was like, it was like laughing, but I was also kind of scared, but crying, but not out of like pain or whatever. But it was just so much startling of like, I can't believe that just happened, right?
Yeah.
I've noticed if I drop things now, they fell onto my belly.
Yeah.
I dropped a contact trying to put them in and was searching for it on my belly.
Nice. There it is.
It's a catch-all. Yep. That's funny.
I used to be like Phoebe and put the
bowl on your
bowl or plate on my belly and then just eat off my belly.
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I've been working hard to bring some more tidiness to my house.
Yeah, you've been doing a really good job.
And I've been trying to go really slow. Like a lot of times I tackle something and I'll like overhaul an entire room, right?
Yeah.
But I've been like, okay, so I've been focusing on the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And so the bathrooms have been like clean for 3 weeks in a row.
That's
this
awesome.
is 2 whole weeks. This is the third Saturday that I've passed. And like staying on top of like keeping the counter clean in the kitchen. I've got 2 counters. One's still a collect-all. One is clean and usable. Trying to help like the kids to be like, okay, pick up your things and clean up. And it is hard to keep the girls' room clean though. Boy, oh boy, Eliza sure likes to destroy that room.
She is at that age for sure. For sure. That if she was in her own room, you would keep very minimal stuff in there, right? Like that's the tricky thing. Why do things always drop on the floor and roll under the fridge or stove? Yeah.
Good question.
Mine just splattered everywhere. It just went everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff goes under our stove. I cleaned my stove yesterday.
That's amazing.
I did not like do like the spray and like I just turned on the clean cycle and then
it has a clean cycle.
Yeah,
that's
and then
nice.
you just wipe it down afterwards.
Oh, that's really nice.
But I was like, I'm really proud of myself for cleaning the stove. Yeah. And I cleaned the dishwasher. I threw in like the cleaning tablet and ran an empty load of just cleaning.
Very cool.
But then I forgot. I turned it when I did the cleaning cycle. There's an actual cleaning cycle on the dishwasher.
Yeah.
But I forgot to turn it off the next time I ran the dishwasher. So we had my nephew over and he was like, when's the dishwasher going to be done? He wanted like another cup. Yeah. And I was like, well, what's it say? And normally a normal cycle is like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yeah. I don't remember now. And he was like, it says 3 hours. And it had already been running for so long. And I was like, oops. I guess it'll be ready in 3 hours, buddy.
Oh, no. That's funny. Our house looks like a bomb this weekend. I find the weekends where we have to be in and out a lot, it's really hard to maintain like getting the dishes. Like, everything's in the kitchen, but the kitchen is just quite messy. Like, I was able, like, to do, like, dusting, vacuum in the living room, put stuff away, but the kitchen...
Dust?
Sometimes.
Oh, wow.
But my bathrooms are not clean right now.
But you dust?
Sometimes.
Dusting used to be a really big thing. Like, every Saturday, my mom would give me a cloth, and I would have to... She had, like, I think they sell them as, like, planter things, but she had, like, knickknacks all over them. And I remember, like, going and picking them up and rubbing them down and rubbing the glass down. And, like, it was, like, a big thing. Every Saturday morning, I had to clean the... dust the living room, but I don't really dust. Scott wants to say something.
Renee came down when you were doing the oven cleaning cycle.
Yep.
And she was like, "What's cooking?" And I was like, "Nothing. Mom's cleaning the oven." She's like, "Why does it smell so good?"
Did you have your mic on for that? Awesome.
Yeah, I made...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just was going to say recently I made a shepherd's pie, so probably some of it spilled down.
I did a massive deep clean of our dishwasher. We have never used it the whole time when living in our house. We decided if we list our house, we want to sell it with a working dishwasher. Nice. Ken's got it all hooked up, and now we have a dishwasher. It's nice. Dishwashers are very helpful.
Very helpful.
Clean dust every Saturday. That's awesome. Don't forget to clean out the drain in the dishwasher.
Yeah, no, I do that on a regular basis for sure.
Yeah. That's good.
The kids aren't always really great at sorry, my foot. The kids aren't really great at scraping the plates, and so I clean out the tray thing on a regular basis because I can see the food.
Yeah.
But when you're loading like 4 loads of dishes a day,
it makes sense.
You know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I've been also like, this is really late for me. I've been going to bed with Jack lately and waking up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and like, man, I feel like that has also made a huge difference in
your energy level to be able to do stuff.
Well, around the house, like, again, like I'm making baby steps instead of like
huge,
you know, but like being able to just maintain the tiny little bit of progress that I'm making instead of making a lot of big progress and then just losing it all.
Yeah.
I really feel like getting up early is
helped.
And it doesn't feel rushed. Like, they've been doing such a good job of sleeping in and staying asleep. And I get up and I do some things around the kitchen and I make a coffee and I come down here and I listen to my devotion and I read my Bible and I have my coffee down here.
That's very cool.
And it's just chill morning time. And
That's awesome.
Really like it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, it's nice to, like, then I, like, sometimes I get a load of laundry going.
Yeah.
And the dishwasher's going, and then we can go have our showers, and we're just running a lot of water all at the same time, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
just
really cool, Jen.
It's nice. And so now, I want to try and train the kids, like, because they often come home before me, right? So I really, really want to train them that they come home and empty the dishwasher. So if I can have the dishwasher running in the morning, then
they empty it.
And oftentimes, like, I can unload it in the morning and fill it up with like leftovers, and then by the time they're done eating, if we can get all of our dishes in the dishwasher. And then I heard somebody recently say, you have to get it out of your head that you have to run a full load of dishes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if I don't have to wait till it's full, then we can just keep the dishes going, right? And so I think that's been helpful too. And so I'm just making tiny little progress.
I thought I had read something which I thought was interesting. Like, we have these set, like, it has to be this way or it doesn't or whatever.
Yeah.
And the one girl was feeling really depressed and she's like, I can barely load the dishes or like rinse the dishes, whatever, and get them in there. And then if they're still dirty, and he's like, do it a second time through. Like, wash it a second time through. It didn't get clean, put it on again.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a fail just because you have to.
And I have definitely run like loads of laundry through the washing machine like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. If you leave it there and then the smell and you're like, oh, that's not good.
Usually if it gets really smelly, I usually end up taking it out and then like splitting it into 2 and washing it with other clothes, because I find like sometimes it's hard to get, or like I know sometimes you just have to run it through the dryer and then put it right back through. Like sometimes it can be hard to get the smell out. But yeah, I'm making little progresses.
It's really good.
I'm really hoping that we can maybe turn a corner. And like, and I keep trying to tell myself too that like long-term change needs to be slow change, right? Speaking of which, my eldest daughter has had like the most phenomenal week.
Nice.
She even missed her pills one day. That day wasn't great, but she's had an amazing week. Like I have just been so floored. This morning she came downstairs. She has her favorite pants and her favorite sweater that she just wants to wear constantly all the time. Big stain on the pants, big stain on the sweater. And I'm like, honey, take your clothes off. Like you slept in them. You cannot wear them to church. Yeah. Take them off. I'll wash them right now. And she's like having a fit about having to take these clothes off. And I was like, stop and think about this for a second. Is this really something that you want to like lose your mind over? You know you can't wear those clothes to church. Yeah. Take them off right now. I said, you put them at the bottom of the stairs and I will wash them before I leave for church, which means that you will, like I said, and we have enough time that I could probably get them in the dryer before I leave for church, which means that you could be wearing it like an hour after you get home from church. You don't take them off right now. I'm not washing them tonight. Yeah. And she was like, okay. And she like took a deep breath and like regrouped. There's been a few times where like she's like
getting work.
And that's first thing in the morning, like no pills, nothing, that's right? Good. And so I'm like, anyways, I'm just so proud of her. And I really hope I noticed it last Sunday, and I messaged Pastor Harrison and was like, what did you say to my daughter in youth, like Sunday school? Because I came home and the kitchen was clean.
Wow.
And like, she's just been so willing to like help and do things. And like, sure, she's a kid. She still complains and stuff, but it has just been like so reduced.
That's really cool.
So manageable. She's been easy to talk through things, and I am just loving.
That's very cool.
Hanging out with her, and it's so exciting. So I'm like really hoping that is also
a turning point
for her. And I know there'll be like hiccups and ups and downs and stuff, but it has been so nice to see her like just doing a good job.
That's very cool. Christina said, don't you love when people add dirty dishes to clean dishes in the dishwasher?
Look! I've said that before. I didn't know whether it was dirty or clean. Take 2 seconds to look at them. So. Yeah, so I guess it's my bedtime now. I should go to bed.
It's getting there. We still only talk for 7 minutes, but it feels like longer.
Well, it is like 7 to 9. Yeah. So,
okay.
So, yeah, that was a great time together.
Thanks for joining us.
We love hanging out with you guys, and we will see you the next time. At some point. We never say next week anymore because we don't know what the tomorrow
We'll see you the next time.
The next time.
Bye.
Bye.